I have a confession to make, and you may be able to relate to this one. And my confession is that sometimes I don't feel like cooking, and that means that we're ordering in. And so in today's episode, I'm going to be discussing 3 of my favorite styles of takeout: Indian, Greek, and fried chicken, and wine pairings to go with them. So if you're like me and you also like to order in, then this episode is for you, and I have some great wine pairing inspiration to share with you. I'm also going to share with you my go-to takeout style at the end of the episode, so be sure to stay tuned to the end. So if you're ready, let's dive into today's topic, where I'm sharing 3 of my favorite styles of takeout and the wine pairings to go with them. Let's get started. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Wine Shop Talk. I'm your host, Sommelier Erin, and if we haven't met before, it is lovely to have you here. If we have, welcome back. Now, for those of you who are new, you should know that I'm a professional sommelier who has been teaching and went for almost 20 years. And it is my passion and my privilege to make learning about wine not only fun and easy, but also practical, so that you feel comfortable, confident, and empowered to make wine decisions not only for fancy events, but also in your everyday life when you're making memories with family and friends. To start off our conversation about takeout, let me just caveat this by saying we most definitely love ordering pizza in my house, and it is one of our favorite takeouts. And I did an entire episode just about pizza pairings. So if you've missed that one and you're interested in specific wine pairings for pizza styles, I'm going to link to that episode in the show notes. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see it in a box that shows up somewhere on the screen here and at the end of the video. So know that that is going to be easy for you to find if you're interested in specific styles of pizza pairing. Now today though, I'm going to be talking about Indian, Greek, and fried chicken. These are 3 of my family's favorite food styles to order in, and I'm assuming that maybe one or all 3 of them are also yours as well. And I wanted to share with you some wine inspiration of the wine styles that I really enjoy when we order in takeout, because just because you're not planning the full dinner and actually cooking it yourself, you're still ordering these dishes with lots of love to be able to give your family, and you want to be able to enjoy a delicious pairing with them if you'd like to. And you definitely want to be able to create some magic at the table by pairing up those delicious dishes that have been delivered to your home with some wonderful wine styles. So let's get started with the first one on my list, and I'm going to start off with Indian. Now, what's amazing about Indian cuisine is obviously all the aromatics and the flavors. And if you're vegetarian or you're having meat proteins, there's all kinds of different options for you here. But at the center of Indian cuisine is an intense, wonderful amount of aromatics and flavors. The dishes just come to life for all of your senses. They're beautiful colors, they smell delicious, they taste delicious. It's an entire sensory experience when you enjoy Indian cuisine. And I love the chicken korma, the butter chicken, and coconut rice is definitely my favorite. But what I love about it, when you're dealing with aromatic food styles like we are with Indian cuisine, it's really important when you're dealing with food styles that have so many aromatics that they're offering to you at the table. It's so important that you bring a wine to the table that's not just going to get overpowered by all those wonderful aromatics and flavors coming from the dishes, but that the wine is going to come to the table with a strong personality to be able to pair up. And so my favorite pairings here are aromatic white wines, and these are going to be to do Riesling, and specifically I like an off-dry Riesling here. So if you're shopping, depending on where you're getting them around the world, you're looking for a Riesling at about 9 to 11% alcohol. That's going to give you a clue that there's a touch of sweetness here. And the reason for the sweetness is depending on how much spice or heat you like in your Indian cuisine. When you add a little bit of sweetness, a touch of sugar, residual sugar in that wine, it's going to help mellow the intensity of the heat experience in your mouth, but it's also going to allow the flavors to shine. So a touch of sugar in the wine here is really going to let the flavors of the Indian foods come through so you can experience all of them. So I usually go with a Riesling from Germany, and on the label I'm looking for the word cabinet, which is a level of ripeness, which is just above ripe in the field, and it gives me a touch of residual sugar, and I think it's beautiful. So you're looking for an off-dry Riesling if you're looking from around the world. If you're shopping specifically for Riesling in the German aisle, you're going to be looking for cabinet on the label. The other wine here that I think is really wonderful to have is to do a Pinot Gris, which is a nice, full-bodied, rich, aromatic wine style. You're going to get some tropical fruit flavors that come off of it, as well as some apple and some citrus. And personally, I'm shopping for Pinot Gris specifically for Indian in the Alsatian Isle or somewhere hot. So here in Canada, we have beautiful Pinot Gris coming from our Okanagan Valley in British Columbia, but you are looking for a Pinot Gris that when you look at the wine note is going to give you some of those tropical flavors of mango and papaya and options here. The other wine that you can go here is to do a Viognier from warm climates. Again, the sun is going to help those tropical flavors come through. California has some beautiful Viogniers, and you can definitely try those here. So there you have 3 pairings to go with Indian. You have beautiful Riesling looking for off dry. If you're looking for a German Riesling, you're looking at Cabernet on the label. You're also going to look for Pinot Gris, again from a warm climate. I definitely go towards the Alsatian Pinot Gris styles here, and then a Viognier. California is beautiful, but you are going to be able to find those from around the world as well. So those are some pairing inspiration ideas for Indian cuisine. Now let's move on to food style number 2, and that's going to be Greek. And especially in the summertime, we're wrapping up sort of end of August as I'm recording this right now, and there's nothing like a fresh Greek dinner. Well, it's some calamari with some lemon squeezed on top, or beautiful kebabs, whether it's lamb or seafood. You're gonna have some wonderful salads, always fresh and lots of aromatic food styles. Greek food definitely comes through with the herbs, the rosemary and the garlic and the lemon. All of it is so delicious. And when I'm having Greek foods, I'm more of the white wine, but I am going to give you a red here. And so when we're looking at all these delicious Greek styles of cuisines, one of my favorite is obviously to stay with some Greek wines. And one of my favorite whites is going to be from Greece, from the island of Santorini. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to put the words here, but this is Asritiko. So a beautiful white wine, fresh, lemon, crisp. And if you are Greek and I've pronounced that wrong, my apologies. And if you are looking for a fresh white, this is definitely a great variety for you to know about and to try. If you enjoy Sauvignon Blanc, for example, this is definitely in that bucket of that crisp, fresh, lots of lemon and lemon rind that comes through here. And with Greek dishes, whether it's lamb or chicken or seafood or vegetarian based, delicious, delicious wine to have with it. So that's going to be my top pick. If you can't find it, depending on what's available to you in your market, then the other white that I love is going to be Insolia from Sicily. Again, this is a fresh, crisp, medium-bodied white that just really brings some beautiful aromatics and flavors to the table. So you're definitely going to want to look for Insolia from Sicily. Sauvignon Blanc you can also do if you have some at home and you just need to open a bottle. What Sauvignon Blanc can be sometimes is a little overpowering. So just watch that a little bit, but it's going to be delicious, and you can always fall back on Pinot Grigio here as well. So those are some white options for Greek wines. Now, if you're looking for a red, I like to choose a red that has a little bit more of a herbaceous flavor here. Usually I'm looking for either Greek reds, which there's some beautiful ones, especially from Noosa, for example. And if you want to go red, then I would always highly recommend, if you can, find a Greek wine. Zino Mavro is going to be my first pick in regards to a beautiful, full-bodied Greek red. You're going to find it plush and lush, and if you love Cabernets and Malbecs, and Zino Mavro is definitely going to be a choice here for you. The other option, of course, is to do a rosé, and rosé here with Greek wine is always lovely, and you pick your favorite from anywhere in the world. There's going to be lots to choose from. Italy's going to have some great options. You're looking for a dry, crisp rosé, so you're looking for alcohol amounts of about 12% or higher. So I hope those are some inspiring wine ideas for you for when you're ordering in your Greek dinner. Now, let's get on to the final one that I'm going to be covering today, and that's fried chicken. I don't know about you, but I'm not good at making it myself. It's just not a skill set that I have been able to do, and ordering it is a treat. And so for fried chicken, I am a default to my favorite, if you will, and I really love to pair fried chicken with a big creamy Chardonnay, where I have the richness and the crispiness of the chicken with that beautiful creamy flavor of the Chardonnay, and I think it's divine. And if you're doing cornbread, or if you're having chips or fries with it, and some salads, some coleslaw, whatever you're having with your fried chicken, lots of different mayonnaise based or creaminess. Even the cornbread's going to have a richness to it. So I think it really shines when you bring in a rich, creamy, oaked style Chardonnay. And on the back of the label, when you're shopping for that Chardonnay, you're looking for wine notes such as apple, vanilla, toastiness you might see on the back. So those are the notes that are going to give you clues that this is a fuller bodied, creamy Chardonnay style. You're also going to want to look in the note that it will say it's had some barrel aging, and that's going to also let you know you're going to get more of those vanilla notes and those toasty notes. So my favorite with fried chicken is going to be big, rich, full bodied Chardonnay. Pinot Blanc from a warmer climate such as Alsace or other places is also going to be a good choice. Really delicious here. You could definitely, if you want to jazz it up, go full-bodied champagne here. So that's always a fun one if you want. And what happens if you have cold fried chicken left over, which, let's face it, is half of the fun to eat it the next day when it's cold. I like to think of cold chicken as something you take on a picnic. And a couple of my favorite picnic wines are going to be Beaujolais from France. So here you'll see Beaujolais Village or Beaujolais on the label, and you can chill this a little bit if it's a warm day, and it's fantastic when you're having it with cold chicken the next day, as well as a beautiful Grenache. I think Grenache is a great wine. It's got lots of plumminess and berry flavors and nice aromatics, and with cold fried chicken the next day, Grenache really comes to the table as a great complement. And obviously you can use these wines when the chicken is warm as well. I just think the chicken changes in texture the next day, so I prefer the reds the next day and the whites when it's hot and fresh. So you can play around with that a little bit, but those are my pairing tips there in regards to fried chicken. Now, the final thing I want to share with you today is I promised you my go-to wine for takeout. And this is an easy one because I'm hoping that you have a bottle of this in your house all the time, but it is a safe bet whether you're having just a dinner in yourselves or you have friends over, but you're ordering in some takeout, maybe a mix of different things. And my go-to wine style in regards to just in case, always have a few bottles in the house anyway, is going to be Prosecco. Prosecco is going to work for all kinds of different takeout, but nothing says celebration, no matter what day of the week it is, like opening up a bottle of wine. And the reason I am saying Prosecco is my go-to wine here is because Prosecco always has the nice freshness, effervescent. It's not going to be too creamy or overpowering, but it's going to just be that wonderful sort of bubbly drink that you can have on side. And let's face it, we can all celebrate a little bit that tonight we weren't cooking and the cleanup is going to be really, really easy. So my go-to wine for takeout is definitely Prosecco. I hope I've given you some inspiration for 3 different types of takeout. Like I said, there is an entire episode just on pizza pairings, and I've broken down from vegetarian to meat to all kinds of different toppings. So if you love pizza, there's a whole episode for you. But today I wanted to cover for you 3 of my favorite takeout styles of dinners and wine inspiration for each. So I've given you some wine inspiration for Indian, Greek, and fried chicken. I hope you've had a lot of fun. If you have a favorite pairing for your favorite takeout, please share it with me. I would love to hear about it. And you can reach me out at hello@winegirlacademy.com, or feel free to connect through the Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok channels for Wine Girl Academy. Would love to see you over there if you're not already subscribed. And I give daily and weekly updates on those channels. If you're not already following along on the social channels, I would love to have you join the Wine Girl Academy family over there as well. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I hope I've given you some fun inspiration for the next time you are ordering in, and now you have some wine pairing inspiration that you can try. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss one. I come out with new episodes on every Tuesday. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Have a wonderful week. Cheers to you. Bye now.